Hey guys, Kyle Kulinski is letting us post some of the clips from his channel that we think you guys will really love in the Breaking Points community on our channel.
Yep, let's get to it.
So there's a little bit of a Democratic civil war going on right now, and it's not the kind that we're all familiar with. The kind that we're familiar with is like the left versus the establishment Democrats. This is not that. This is corporate Dem on corporate Dem violence. So Gavin Newsom was talking about the Roe versus Wade decision. He sort of lit into the leadership of the Democratic Party in Washington, D.C. Nancy Pelosi's on Face the Nation. The host is going to play the Newsom clip and get Pelosi to respond. Let's take a look.
Where is the Democratic Party? Where's the party? Why aren't we calling this out? This is a concerted, coordinated effort. And yes, they're winning. We need to stand up. Where's the counteroffensive?
Madam Speaker, why were pro-abortion rights Democrats outmaneuvered?
I have no idea. The fact is that we have been fighting for a woman's right to choose, and that is to choose. We have been fighting against the Republicans in the Congress constantly because the fact is they're not just anti a woman's right to choose in terms of terminating a pregnancy, but in terms of access to contraception and family planning and the rest, both domestically and globally. Mm-hmm. This is a constant fight that we've had for generations. Decades, I should say, right. In my case, in the Congress, and we had been bipartisan early on support for a woman's right to choose until the politics have changed, and that's what happened to the court. Yeah. The science hasn't changed. But the court changed, and therefore they're deciding that it will be different. I have no idea why anybody would make that statement unless they were unaware of the fight that has been going on.
Well, you have been fighting for decades on this issue, but back when Democrats held majorities in the House and the Senate, 2009, when you were Speaker, President Obama was asked about codifying Roe versus Wade and said abortion's a moral and ethical issue and, quote, not the highest legislative priority. Do you think it was a mistake for him, for other presidents, not to push harder when Democrats had the majority?
If I just may, the focus we have right now is an urgent one in order to try to improve this, what we're calling it, fake or draft decision, whatever it is. I think that this is a waste of time. The fact is, in 2009, we really did not have a pro-choice Democratic Party. I had to fight against some of the people who did not want to pass the Affordable Care Act.
Understand how deeply disingenuous this is. Last week, after we got the decision of what the Supreme Court is going to do, Nancy Pelosi and Clyburn and other Democratic leaders, corporate Democrats, were campaigning for Henry Cuellar, who is a pro-life Democrat, supporting him over Jessica Cisneros, who is pro-choice. So the Supreme Court is going to overturn Roe versus Wade. They look at that and go, oh, okay. Then they immediately go and campaign for a Democrat who agrees with them, who will block any sort of change they try to make in a pro-choice direction. It's hard not to conclude that they're total frauds and charlatans when you look at something like that. That they're just going to use this as a wedge issue. To virtue signal is we're pro-choice, they're pro-life. If you agree more with the pro-choice position, vote for us. But we're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to do anything about it. So let's break this down. Now, Newsom says, well, where's the Democratic Party on this? And I'll come back to him in a little bit because he's Weasley and he's a slime ball too. But he says, where's the Democratic Party on this? The host says, why were pro-choice Democrats outmaneuvered? Pelosi goes, well, I have no idea. Well, then isn't that the problem? If you have no idea, why are you a leader? Why don't you step aside? Why don't you let somebody younger who actually cares about this stuff take your place? Well, I have no idea how we were outmaneuvered. Well, that's the problem. But also, you do kind of know. Because you guys support pro-life Democrats. And the other thing is, Roe versus Wade was settled in 1973. Jimmy Carter had a veto-proof supermajority from 1977 to 1979. He didn't codify Roe versus Wade. Carter had a Democratic Senate and House from 1979 to 1981. Didn't codify Roe versus Wade. Clinton had a Democratic Senate and House in 1993 to 1995. Didn't codify Roe versus Wade. Obama had a supermajority in 2009. Didn't codify Roe versus Wade. Biden currently has a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House of Representatives. Didn't codify Roe versus Wade. So how do we get to this point? Well, all these Democratic presidents said, I'm going to codify Roe versus Wade and pass it into law so that even if something happens at the Supreme Court, we still have the law. None of them did it. None of them did it. Obama said at one point when he was campaigning, that's going to be the first thing I do when I get in office. I'm going to codify Roe versus Wade. Then he gets in office and he's like, that's not on the top of my legislative priorities list. How did this happen? Well, geez, I don't know. I don't know how this happened. I have no idea. Now, excuse me, I need to go campaign for another pro-life Democrat. Pelosi goes on to say about Newsom, I have no idea why anybody would make that statement unless they're unaware of the fight that's been going on. What fight? What fight? What fight are you talking about? You guys haven't lifted a finger for this. If anything, you've lifted a finger on the opposite side trying to get Cuellar elected. And then she goes on to say, the focus we have right now is an urgent one to try to improve the Supreme Court decision. Well, look, I support every attempt to do that, whatever protests, whatever direct actions, as long as, of course, that as it's peaceful. But that's not going to happen. You're not going to change the Supreme Court's decision on this by what, finger wagging? So anyway, now let's get back to Newsom, because I said he's slimy.